hey, come here, check this out. So if you're anything like me, you play lead guitar, and you probably mess around with modes and scales and things like that. And I was noodling around the other day, and I played this little lick. Which is similar. I'm not sure if it's exactly the same as Hall of the Mountain King, or kind of sounds like Inspector Gadget to me. But I was playing around with that, and I said, okay, so that's something that exists, and there's lots of things out there that exist like that, that you can't really put into a scale box or a mode box. So what is that? And I wanted to show you how my brain thinks about things like this. Appreciate you hanging out with me today. I got a free course over at justpickuptheguitarandgo.com. Be sure to check that out. 7-day free course, help you unlock the fretboard, play intuitively, play the thing with confidence and ease. And today what we're going to do is just a really quick lesson to look at non-traditional licks or ideas and how they kind of fit in. So when I'm playing this, I'm starting on the 5th string at the 6th fret, which is your E flat, and then I'm playing this shape right here. So what I'm playing there is on the 5th string, I'm playing 6, 8, 9, and then go to the 4th string, play the 8, back to the 5th string, play the 9, back to the 4th string, play the 8, and then on the 4th string, play the 7, back to the 5th string, play the 8, back to the 4th string, play the 7, stay on the 4th string, play the 6, back to the 5th string, play the 7, back to the 4th string, play the 6 again. So you got. Then run through the shape again on the 5th string where I'll play 6, 8, 9, and then go up the 4th string shape playing the 6 and the 8, and then to the 3rd string, play that 8 there, and then to the 7. So you got. Now again, it sounds like Inspector Gadget to me. I don't know if that's exactly how you play Hall of the Mountain King. To be honest with you 100%, I didn't really sit down and flesh it out. I just played what I remembered, what was in my memory. And that's it right there. And then the reason I'm making this lesson is not to show you how to play that, but I'm just thinking to myself, how does that fit into scales? It sounds like it would be an E flat minor, which would be this right here, where I'm playing on the 5th string, the 4th string, the 6, the 8, the 9. And then on the 3rd string, I'm playing 6, 8, 10. The 2nd string, I'm playing 7, 9, 11. And on the 1st string, 7, 9, 11. But then you got a couple of notes in there, like you have this one and this one. So you got those two notes right there, which aren't in the scale. So I was thinking, what if we broke it down into scale shapes that would kind of fit in that area, and what if we kind of overlap them? So the first one I was thinking was the harmonic minor, because you have this note at the end, which would be your harmonic minor note if I was playing E minor harmonic minor, right, or E harmonic minor. So harmonic minor is just a little bit different. We would play on the 5th string and the 4th string. We would still play at 6, 8, 9, 6, 8, 9. When I get to the 4th string, I would sharpen that 7th note, and I would go ahead and play on the 7th fret of the 4th string. But then I'd play the rest kind of the same, where I'd play 7, 8, 10. Then on the 2nd string, playing the same thing, I'd play 7, 9, 11. Then on the 1st string, I would go ahead and sharpen that same note, where I'd play 7, 10, 11. So you'd have that shape right there. And then that would allow that to fit. So you have that. So that would allow that note to fit. Then I was thinking, what if we went ahead and looked at the pentatonic and looked at the blues scale, where if I took that shape and made it into the blues scale, I would play on the 5th string, I would play 6, 9. Then on the 4th string, I would play 6, 7, 8. And then on the 3rd string, I would play 6, 8. And on the second string, I would play 7, 9, 11. That blue note's on the 11th fret, and then on the fourth string, it's also on the 7th fret. So that blue note will be this note. That's where that blue note would be. So we're only missing one more note, and that would be on the 5th string, where we play this. That 7th fret on the 5th string. So we'd have to bring in a completely different shape. You could bring in Phrygian or you could bring in Locrian. But if I played like Locrian or Phrygian, then on the 5th string, I would play 6, 7, 9. For Phrygian on the 4th string, I would play 6, 8, 9. For Locrian, I would also play 6, 7, 9. So it could be Locrian or it could be Phrygian. But either way, it gives you that note. So whether you're thinking of it as harmonic minor or regular Aeolian, E flat Aeolian, or you're thinking about it as a blues scale, or then you're throwing in that little Locrian, that diminished flavor or that Phrygian flavor, then you're going to have all those notes in there. So somebody's going to come in the comments and they're going to say that's none of that. That theoretically this is all just chromatic. And that's really what it is. It's really just a chromatic scale where we're playing lots and lots of different notes. And because we're not playing something like this over a backing track, where we're creating a melody line that is basically following its own self, then ultimately you can get away with doing whatever you want to. And you can play chromatics all day and sound good. But you start throwing things like that over a backing track and it may not fit. So when you're thinking about something that you hear and you say, well, how does that fit? One thing, like I told you at the beginning, I like to show you how my brain works. One thing that I like to do is I like to think about it as, well, what notes are missing out of the scale? So if it feels like this is following a traditional E flat Aeolian mode or a natural minor scale, then I'm thinking, what notes are not being represented in that scale? So what are we playing outside of? And is it a blue note, which fits perfectly? Is it harmonic minor, which fits perfectly? And then we had that one note, which feels like it's just in a completely different mode, like we switched to the Locrian or the Phrygian. So if this was created over a backing track, then you could think when you hit that note, you've got to create a space for it. There's got to be a chord there that would fit that note. Or we just fly by it so quickly that you don't even really hear it, which is another technique that you can employ. I just want you to understand that when it comes to things like this, there are really no rules. The rules are there, but this is art, so we can break the rules. And it's okay to break the rules. And I want to make sure that everybody is aware of that, because there are a lot of purists out there who say that the rules are there for a reason and we have to do exactly what the rules say. But music, just like any other form of art, evolves and has evolved over years and years and years, decades, 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 centuries, centuries, centuries. So when you're an artist and you're creating your stuff, if somebody tells you that, no, that's not the way it's done, then all of a sudden you might feel like, oh, well, maybe I don't understand things the way that I think I should. But really, the truth is that art is subjective. And because art is subjective, even though we do have traditional nomenclature for naming notes and playing scales, all that can be broken and you can come up with your own thing. So don't put too much stock in being a theory purist. I love theory. I think theory is awesome. And I think it's something that we should all put into our muscle memory so that we can understand why we're playing what we're playing. But at the same time, you don't have to rely on it wholeheartedly when you're creating your own music and you're being an artist yourself. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I am DH. I've got a free course over there at justpickuptheguitarandgo.com where you can get a 7-day course to help you unlock the fretboard. If you want tabs for this lesson, all those different scale shapes that I showed and everything, I'm going to create a PDF file for tabs for this lesson. So when you sign up over at justpickuptheguitarandgo.com and get my free course, my free 7-day course, you also get the tabs for this lesson, and there'll be other tablature in there as well for other lessons also. So be sure to check that out. and I'll see you in the next one.